Hey everybody, it's Tarina. How are you guys? If you're watching, you're probably on the replay. But I am, we're actually out of town today, but I wanted to make sure that I got you guys a project because this is a fun one. I actually made this and I didn't record it or anything. And I thought this was so pretty, and I showed it, and I didn't know how you guys would react. Everybody loved it, and so we are going to show you a different design. I didn't want to make the same design, but this is uh, one of our heat transfers, and it's using sublimation. I'm going to show you how I did it. Normally, you have to use like at least a 65% polyester blend type of fabric, but I actually am using canvas. I don't know what it is, but I just cut a piece of canvas, and I just have a big sheet of canvas that I got. And I just used it. I thought, what the heck? I'm going to try it. And this is what I came up with. So I'm going to show you. I love it. It looks really cool. We're going to use another design and I'll show you just in just a second. Oh, that's my heat setter. Oh, hold on, you guys. It's mad. It's like, hello, I'm on still. So I have my Cricut Easy Press going. I do have a big heat press that I actually did this, but because we're in my craft, you guys, I'm in my craft room today. Because we're in my craft room, I'm going to be using my Cricut Easy Press. You can use an iron on the highest setting. It takes about 2.5, 3 minutes. Where with a Cricut Easy Press or a regular press, regular heat press, it takes about a minute. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I did this and we're going to kind of go from there. I actually used the other side because this, and by the way, did you notice? I forgot to look at what was on the other side, but this is one of my box frames that I had done for 4th of July. And I thought, oh, this is a good little transition. I could keep it out and I just flip it over. But I did the opposite side of this box frame and did this. I found, let me just put this down. I found another box frame that I had, and I just painted over the image that was on there before. If you guys want, let's see. This is lemons. This is called actually citrus tree heat transfer. So just put citrus. Citrus is today's word of the day. So just put citrus in the comments. But anyway, we're out. We're not actually, even though this is live, I'm not actually here. Our son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter came into town because it is our son's birthday, his 30th birthday. How is he 30? Because I'm 29. I don't get it. Anyway, he came in, they came into town and we're out celebrating him today. So, but I did want to show you this project because I got a lot of messages about it. So again, it looks really dull, but I promise you that when it gets on the fabric, it looks really bright. It's really cool. All right. I'm going to flip you guys around here really quick. Here I am. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So like I said, I just painted over uh, my surface. We're going to set that aside. I'm going to pull out my mat. And this is sublimation. By the way, just so you guys know, I cut my canvas piece 8.5 by 11.5, and that fits directly inside my 9 by 12. I'm going to grab my Mod Podge because I do want to keep this. And I'm just doing exactly how I did it, just so you guys know. Let's see. Oh, you need to also, if you are using your Cricut Easy Press, make sure that your plate is clean. When we use ink with the Cricut Easy Press, sometimes it'll have some ink transference on it, and so you want to make sure that your plate is clean. The other thing I want to do, I have this set on 360. Anytime you do any kind of sublimation on fabric, it's always good to make sure that your surface is nice and flat. So I always use my heat source and iron it down. It also starts like that heat process. All right, I'm going to set that aside. The other thing I do is I also get some washi tape. All right, let's make that more straight. Washi tape. Um, and we are using the citrus design. Our heat transfers come to, now this is a one-time use, okay? It's not like you can use it over and over. Um, but I'm going to center it on my canvas piece. And because my Easy Press is smaller, that you'll do this for an iron as well. Because my Easy Press is smaller than the surface that we're going to be ironing or pressing, use that washi tape. Okay, you don't want your design to move, and you just want to make sure that this is locked down. I might put a little bit more on this side to hold it to my pad. You're going to put your heat source. Now, again, if you're using an iron, you want it on the highest setting, which is cotton setting. And then if you are using like a easy press or a heat press, use 360, and we're going to do this for a minute. Now, they say to use on this, they say to use a piece of parchment paper. The last time I used parchment, it moved on me, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna just do it the way it says. I did not. You know what? I did not. I'm not. You can if you want, but make sure it's taped down. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna wing it. Now you want to do this for 60 seconds. So we're gonna do this, and you need to have like some pressure. So put some like medium pressure on it. And I do slide it back and forth a little. You just can't, you got to make sure that that design does not move. Okay. And you want to make sure that you get top to bottom coverage. I just don't want to line through my design. I'm going to do another 30 seconds. Okay. We might do this a little longer. I'll lift it up and just see if it's transferred. But I do have like a medium pressure on this, so I'm just kind of leaning on my Cricut Easy Press. If you're using a regular heat press, you don't have to like add any pressure at all, because that's what the heat press does. It actually does the pressure for you. All right, let me just lift this up really quick and just see. Oh, it's pretty good. I'm gonna do another 30 seconds just because we had to move it. So a minute and a half. I just want to make sure it all goes down perfectly and all that color goes down. And this is pretty high heat. It's 360 is pretty high. All right, that should be good. All right, I'm going to lift this up. And be careful because it is hot. Oh, that is so pretty. That is so cool. See how bright that color is? It looked really dull. I mean, look, it looks really dull on the transfer, but when it sublimates onto fabric, gosh, it's so pretty. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. So pretty. And I don't mind that I'm getting frayed ends. I'm totally fine with that. What I am gonna do though, before I throw this piece away, I'm actually gonna use this because I like to take my vintage photo ink and kind of zhuzh it up on the, kind of dirty it up a little bit. You know how I like it. And you can trim this stuff if you want. Go around the edges. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. I like it. I like that distressed look. Now, another thing too is you can always put any kind of sublimation design on any fabric. If you use cotton or whatever, it'll go on. The problem happens is when you wash it, because it's not polyester, it doesn't like become part of the fabric. So it will wash out. And the higher concentration of that polyester blend of polyester, the better coverage and clarity of the color will be, and it will stay. It'll actually become part of that fabric. Okay. All right, let me move this to the side. Just toss this. Let me just try this little piece right here. Toss this. That's so pretty. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to grab this. I don't have any other design on the other side of this, so I don't have to worry about the back side. I'm just going to grab a paintbrush and my Mod Podge. Now you could use like spray adhesive if you want. I did not. I just used Mod Podge on mine. Again, this is yours. You can do whatever you want. But put a healthy serving of Mod Podge on your surface and do it all over. Just paint it on. Like I said, I had another design on here, and it was not serving a purpose anymore. So I just painted over. And like I said, just nice thick coat of Mod Podge. Just make it nice and even. Okay. And if you guys want this project info, just put citrus in the comments and I'll send that to you. And I appreciate you being here. And if you're not already following me, make sure that you push that follow button. I know a lot of times people are like, I don't get your notifications. Well, it's because you're not following me. And so it helps if you follow, not just like the page. Also, if you put live in the comments, I can get your info and add you to um, my live notifications. Okay, so I'm just spreading it out, kind of stretching it. Let it go. I did the same thing to the other one. Just kind of stretch. Make sure there's no bubbles. So cool. It's really pretty. And then I also did go over Mod Podge dries clear. So this will dry and you won't even see it. Also helps with the frame. I just don't want my ends to come up. Okay. Also, if you're here, make sure that you sprinkle this out because, sharing is caring. I do appreciate it when our followers share. And remember, any overage will just dry clear. Okay, what do you think? I think that's kind of cool. Put the lid back on my Mod Podge. I'll wash that off in a sec. I think what I'll do, the last thing I'll do is I will take let's see, I'll take a little bit of the walnut stain, which is a darker brown, kind of go around the frame just to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. Add some vintage photo, which is my favorite. You can add a little black soot, which is black ink, a little bit, just hit it here and there. You could also use a little bit of sandpaper if you want to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit more. Up to you. What do you guys think? Easy, right? That was not real hard at all. And like I said, this is not polyester. I don't know what the blend is because it's just canvas. I'm assuming it is like a cotton, more of a cotton blend than anything else, and it's more like a drop cloth canvas. So let me flip you guys around so you can see it. Hello, friends. All right, move that. All right. So, what do you guys think? Isn't that beautiful? I love this design. Now, you could put this on a t-shirt and that would be gorgeous. But you guys, look how pretty that is. Just a fun, like summer, fall decor. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not too hard at all. And again, you don't have to have an easy press or a big press. I just did this with my easy press. You could do the same thing with an iron. Again, make sure that plate is clean so that you don't transfer anything on here or on your canvas. And make sure that you have some washi tape or some heat tape to hold that down. If you don't have a bigger heat press, like I said, my easy press is only a 9x9, so it's really important to use that washi tape to hold it down. Okay, and make sure that that iron or your Cricut Easy Press plate is clean. You don't ever want any ink to transfer. So again, I won't be washing this. It's there to stay. Once that once the Mod Podge is dry, it'll dry clear, and I will take a picture for you guys. Again, citrus is the keyword of the day. If you want any of the project info, just put citrus in the comments and I will get that to you. Thanks so much for being here today, you guys. Have a great day. I will see you later this week. This has been Tarina with Create with Tree. That's me. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.